Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the September Glam Polish Fantastic Fandoms limited edition fan group exclusives. This month they will be inspired by Labyrinth. If you're interested in picking these up, I definitely do recommend joining over the Facebook group. There is an exclusive code to bring these down in price a bit. So these were sent to me for review and I'll go ahead and get right into it. First up is You Have No Power Over Me, and this is described as a subtle holographic base with iridescent color shifting flakies, rainbow iridescent micro glitter, ultra hollow glitter, and violet shimmer, all in a really white, almost milky base. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and then I'll show you how You Have No Power Over Me swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. This one does go on a little bit sheer. It is a little bit on the thicker side, but that's definitely going to help with pooling as well as opacity. So this first coat does make a nice blush of color. I did have a little bit of unevenness. I think that was due to my application though. So I'll go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. I did go in for just a nice normal second coat here, and it did for sure bring this one completely opaque. It really builds up well on itself and is so full of glitter. I did have to make sure that I capped the tip there to push all those flakies back onto the nail, but it was really no issue. So here's a look at that completed mani. Add just 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. I do recommend a nice glossy top coat to help bring out all of that shimmer and level down some of those glitters. So here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So next up is I Move the Stars for No One, and this is described as a blackened indigo jelly with shifting iridescent flakies, shimmering micro glitters, red to blue color shifting micro glitter, and fine hollow micro glitter. So this one is a deep inky blue. It is completely full of those gorgeous flakies as well as that hollow glitter. So I'll go ahead and show you a quick brush shot, and then I'll show you how I Move the Stars for No One swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. This one is in a bit of jelly base. I had let my bottle set on my desk for about a week or so it's a little bit thinner here. I did shake it up and it did definitely help with application. So I'll go ahead and show you how it builds up with a second coat. Here's a look at that second coat after shaking my bottle. This is just a nice normal second coat, and it does bring this one to full opacity. There are so many flakes in here. It was still really easy to manage and work with though. So here's a look at that completed mani. Add 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. Again, I do recommend just a nice glossy top coat to help keep everything level and extend the wear time. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with that glossy top coat, and this is my final swatch photo, again at an angle in that direct sunlight. So because these colors paired so well together, I do have a really quick nail art look to share with you today. This is just kind of an unconventional French tip with a rose, kind of symbolic rose on my middle nail. So I'll go ahead and show you how I did that. I began with a base of 2 coats of You Have No Power Over Me. Next I'm taking just a small detail brush and a good dab of I Move the Stars for No One, and just going in and freehanding that tip. I did have to be a little bit careful of those flakes to make sure that it kind of lined up with the design, and I did have to make 2 passes to get it nice and opaque. So on my ring nail, I went in with that same small detail brush and just started creating a rose design. Really, it's just little half C shapes kind of sporadically spread around until you fill up the whole nail. I think I did have to go for 2 passes over each little circle as well with this just to get it nice and opaque. I didn't really have to mess with the flakies too much at all. It just worked out really well, and I thought it was really cute and simple design. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a bit and fill out the rest of the rose. I think the key to this type of design is just making sure they're nice and sporadic, and kind of as soon as you get a part of 2 petals, make sure that you have one that links them together, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and top coat really quickly. I am using the liquid macro from Super Chick Lacquer. I had no staining, no smearing, or any issues at all, and it did help level out those flakies. So here's a look at that completed mani just underneath my artificial lighting, and I think this is a really fun, it could be a bridal look if you liked it like that. I just thought it was a nice, cool, unconventional French tip. So here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat, and this is absolutely stunning in the sunlight. This is my final swatch photo at an angle in that same direct sunlight, and that does wrap up my swatch and review of the Glam Polish Fantastic Fandoms that are going to be available starting on September 1st. I will link her storefront as well as Facebook group down below. I definitely do recommend checking it out. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com, or you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.